Hello and welcome to the third video in my series about the full rules of Magic Realm, the Colossus of fantasy gaming. A game from Richard Hamblen, published by the Avalon Hill Game Company back in 1979. And the third video is exactly the one you were waiting for, because in this video we will learn how to fight. And combat is what has given this game the reputation of being one of the most complex games on the market. But, as you know, Jean-Michel Grosjeu loves heavy rules, and it will be my pleasure to guide you through Magic Realm's combat system. As you remember from previous videos, whenever a character is not alone in its clearing at the end of a turn, that is, in the evening, there is a battle. In fact, as we will see later, even if the character is alone, there is still a battle. Evening is the phase when battles are resolved, but not only. It's also a technical phase where a lot of things are done, like casting magic spells, for example. More on that later. Okay, for now, let's say it's the evening and the pilgrim ended his daylight in the same clearing as a heavy spider. No choice, the pilgrim must fight the spider. Note that the evening is the only time of the day where battles are fought. There are never any battles at other times. At its core, the character, the pilgrim, tries to kill the spider by doing damages with his weapon, a staff. Damages caused by a weapon are equal to the weight of the weapon. Negligible, light, medium, heavy or tremendous. The pilgrim staff inflicts light damages. When the spider strikes back, it inflicts also damages. Monsters' damages are given by the letter on its token. This heavy spider inflicts light damages. Then, damages are compared to its target vulnerability. A character's vulnerability is just written on his personal card. The pilgrim's vulnerability is medium. A monster's vulnerability is linked to its token size. There are three sizes of monster tokens. From the smallest to the largest, vulnerabilities are medium, heavy, and tremendous. In our example, the spider's vulnerability is heavy. And from that point on, it is very simple. If a strike's damages are equal to or greater than its target's vulnerability, this target is dead. There are no hit points in this game. One strike is enough. With his staff, the pilgrim cannot kill the spider because light damages cannot kill heavy vulnerability. And the spider cannot either kill the pilgrim because its light damages cannot beat a medium vulnerability. And this is very important. If you are hunting a monster, before any other consideration, you should check if your weapon is able to kill it. And if not, go hunting other targets on other grounds. Okay, these are the basics, but as you guess, things are a little more complex than that. First, some weapons are sharp while others are blunt. Both the staff and the short sword inflict light damages, but the short sword is a sharp weapon. This is shown by a sharpness star on its token. Each sharpness star increases damages by one step, so a short sword inflicts medium damages. Some weapons have multiple sharpness stars. This mighty true steel sword inflicts tremendous damages, that is medium, plus 2 bonus levels for its 2 sharpness stars. Okay, but I hear you thinking, if an L weapon with 1 sharpness star inflicts M damages, why not write an M directly on its token? Because some targets are armored. All snakes, viper and serpents, all dragons flying or not, and all trolls are armored. All other monsters are not. Monsters can also have a sharpness star because, for example, a goblin's axe is a sharp weapon. And a character can wear an armor, an helmet, a shield, a breastplate, or a suit of armor. So let's see some examples. A light sword with 1 sharpness star inflicts medium damages and kills the medium ogre. But it doesn't kill the medium viper, which is armored and cancels the sharpness star. The true steel sword kills the heavy troll even if this monster is armored, because armor cancels only one sharpness star. With 1 star remaining, the True Steel Sword still inflicts heavy damages and kills the heavy troll. But of course, it doesn't kill the tremendous troll. In addition to weapons sharpness, character strength can also increase damages. As we will see very soon, each time a character attacks, he must play with his weapon a fight cheat from his personal card. Each fight sheet bears a strength letter, light, medium, heavy or tremendous. If the fight sheet's strength is greater than the weapon's weight, damages are increased by a bonus of 1 level. The Pilgrim Staff can do medium damages with a fight sheet greater than light. And thus, for example, it can kill a medium Viper even if it is an armored monster. This has nothing to do with sharpness star. Little asterisks on the fight sheet are not sharpness stars. We will see very soon what they mean. Okay, being strong makes more damages when you strike, fine, but this works only with striking weapons. That is, all weapons but 2, bows and crossbows. Bows and crossbows are not striking weapons. They don't inflict more damages with more strength. They are missile weapons. For missile weapons, things are different. When resolving the strike, the player rolls 2 dice, keeps the highest one as usual in this game, and the result gives the penalty or the bonus on damages level. So, with a lot of luck, a character using a light bow can kill a heavy monster. And again, this has nothing to do with sharpness stars. This works even against an armored monster. Alas, you know the odds and you understand that you have a far higher chance to get a penalty. Missile weapons give you a bonus just over 10% of the time, while they give you a penalty in 75% of the time. If the final damages you inflict is greater than tremendous, you kill any monster. A light bow with 2 sharpness star inflicts heavy damages, but with a bonus of 2 levels that gives more than tremendous damages and kills this tremendous dragon, even if this monster is armored. This is some kind of critical hit that ignores armor. And that's it. You can thus compute how much damages you inflict and compare it to the vulnerability of your target. And you can take into account sharp weapons, striking weapons and missile weapons, as well as the armor of your target. And this is very important. You must be used to this formula and bonuses because they can shape your whole strategy. If, for example, you are playing the dwarf with a heavy vulnerability, you know that you cannot be killed by wolves of any kind. They are simply not able to inflict enough damage to kill you. So, you can choose to go to the woods, where wolves are roaming, and hunt them to earn fame and notoriety without taking any risk. This kind of reasoning is the cornerstone of Magic Realm gameplay. Okay, that being said, let's now dig much deeper into combat mechanisms. It's the evening, the end of the game turn, your character is in a clearing with a monster. He is unhidden, he must fight. Every character has a weapon and a lot of fight cheats and move cheats on his personal card. When the battle begins, he gets a character melee section. This special paper sheet is the same for all players and is used only for the combat duration. The one I use here is from Rich Fam and can be found on the BGG dedicated page. It is very close to the original melee section found in the game, but clearer and more convenient. This melee section shows to the right the 3 possible attack directions. Thrust when you attack forward, swing when you attack sideways, and smash when you attack top-down. At the bottom of the section, 3 boxes shows all 3 possible defensive maneuvers. Charge when you move forward, dodge to jump sideways, and duck to crouch down. So, the player can choose 1 attack and 1 defense by playing 1 fight and 1 move cheats on these boxes. Fight cheats are for the attack boxes and move cheats for the maneuver boxes. Here, the swordsman chooses to attack with a swing blow and to charge at the same time. And to show that he strikes with his sword, he puts his weapons token with the fight attack cheat. And this is how each character programs his offensive and defensive actions at the beginning of every battle round. For the monster, it's far simpler. Its token is just put in a red box. Red boxes are attack and defense boxes at the same time. In the thrust charge box, the ogre will strike forward, thrust, and move forward, charge. Player characters can attack and move as they want. Monsters have only 3 choices of attack-defense combinations. All this happens at the start of a battle round, and this is called the battle plan. Still, there is a couple of rules to know. For the attack, the chosen fight cheat must be able to carry the weapon it strikes with. That is, the strength letter on the fight cheat must be equal or greater than the weapon's weight. Here, that's okay because the fight cheat is medium while the weapon is light. And for the defense, the chosen move cheat must be able to carry all items the character is holding. So, if the swordsman is carrying this great axe in his backpack inactive, he can still attack with the M fight cheat because he attacks with the sword and not the axe. But he cannot defend with the L move cheat because any move cheat must be able to carry all independent items in his inventory. There are no such prerequisites for monsters because monsters don't play fight and move cheats. Okay, the next step in the battle sequence is monster repositioning. The player rolls a die, only one die. This is one of the rare cases in the game where only one die is rolled. And this table shows if the monster moves to another red box on the character melee section. As you see, the table is very simple. Being in box 1, the ogre has 1 chance out of 3 to stay where he is, then 1 chance to go to box 2 and 1 chance to box 3. And so it doesn't matter where I put the monster to begin with. At the monster repositioning step, the ogre has 1 in 3 chance of ending up in each square. Here, the ogre changes his mind and decides to swing and dodge instead of thrust and charge. Just keep in mind that monsters' attack and defense are totally random. Then, the monster can change tactics. Every monster has 2 sides. At start, they all begin with their light side up. But they also have a dark side. We will see soon what all these numbers mean, but you can see, for now, that the ogre inflicts more damages when he strikes on his light side. Tremendous instead of heavy. Generally speaking, on their light side, monsters favor their attack strength over their maneuver speed, and the opposite on their dark side. At this point in the battle sequence, the player rolls 2 dice and keeps the highest. If it's a 6, the monster changes tactics and is flipped on its other side. Dark if he was light, light if he was dark. Note that this gives 1 chance in 3 every round to change tactics. Okay, so at this time, both sides, character and monster, did decide their tactics for the round. How they attack and how they defend. Now it's time to resolve. This is done in 3 steps. First, in what order fighters do strike. A battle is usually fought in several rounds. In the first round, the fighters close in, then the one who strikes first is simply the one with the longest weapon, with the longest reach. Here are the lengths of all weapons. From the longest ones, demons and imps that strike with magical spells, down to the shortest ones, length 0, when in fact the character or monster fights without any weapon. In our example, the swordsman strikes with a thrusting sword, length 4, and the ogre has no particular weapon and strikes with length 0. Usually, monsters always strike with the length 0, with the exception of demons, imps, tremendous dragons, goblins that carry their own weapons, spears, great swords or axes, and tremendous giants. Okay, so the one who strikes first is the one with the longest reach, and it depends only on the length of the weapon you use. But this is only for the first round of battle, when fighters are closing in. From the second round and after, the one who strikes first is the one who strikes the fastest. It becomes a matter of speed instead of reach. The speed of an attack is the number close to the strength on a monster token, 5 for the ogre, or the number on the weapon token for a character, 4 for the thrusting sword. The lower the number, the higher the speed. Note that length and speed work in opposite ways. The fighter with the highest length number strikes first in the first round, but the fighter with the lowest speed number strikes first thereafter. Some weapons have no speed number. In such a case, the character uses the speed written on the fight sheet he uses for his attack. This is very important to understand because it will drive your strategy. For example, our swordsman has some very efficient fight sheets of speed 3 or even 2, but he can only use them with a weapon without its own speed. So with a short sword he can deliver very quick attacks, while he is slower with his starting thrusting sword, which strikes at a fixed speed of 4. Fine, but keep also in mind that in order to benefit from this high attack speed, he must survive the first combat round where only weapon length count, and from this point of view, the thrusting sword is a little better. Note that in case of a tie on first round, if both fighters have the same weapon length, the fastest attack hits first. Then on subsequent rounds, if both fighters have the same speed, the one with the longest weapon attacks first. If both speed and length are the same, both attacks are simultaneous. Back to our example. This is the first round of battle. The swordsman strikes first because his weapon is longer. Now he must check if he hits or misses his target. There are two ways to hit your target. First, you can simply strike faster than your target is moving. Your target did try a defensive maneuver, but whatever maneuver it was, you hit it because you strike faster than it moves. You strike before it even moves. Attack speed, as you remember, is the number written on your weapon, and if there is no such number, this is your fight cheat number. Swordsman attack speed is 4. The monster's maneuver speed is the lonely number on its token. This is 4 also for the ogre. All monster tokens look the same. They bear a letter and an associated number that are its attack strength and speed. Then a lonely number that is its maneuver speed. Okay, here the swordsman attack is not fast enough to undercut the ogre's maneuver. With exactly the same speed of 4, the swordsman cannot strike before the ogre maneuver. But there is a second way to hit, that is, if the attack's direction matches the maneuvers. Easy, you just have to follow the arrows. The swordsman chose a swing attack following the sideways direction, and this attack matches the ogre's maneuver, which is to dodge sideways. If you think about it, it's very logical. Even if the ogre is very fast, it cannot avoid a swinging blow by dodging sideways. So, this is a hit for the swordsman. His attack inflicts damages to its target, as we already saw. The thrusting sword inflicts light damages, plus 1 level for its sharpness star, and the ogre has no armor, only snakes, dragons and trolls do. Then plus 1 level again because the fight cheat strength is greater than the weapon's weight, that gives heavy damages. Ogre's vulnerability depends on its token size, it is medium. Heavy damages versus medium vulnerability, the ogre is dead. And that's it, the swordsman just killed an ogre just before your eyes. Isn't it wonderful? That's so easy. And I see how now you feel so confident and you are craving for a fight. But wait, let's just look at our example a little closer. What if in the repositioning phase of the battle the ogre had rolled a 1? The ogre would have stayed on its box. The swordsman still attacks first because his weapon is the longest. But he doesn't hit. He is not fast enough and his attack's direction does not match the ogre's maneuver. And that's over for the swordsman's round. Now it's up to the ogre to resolve its own attack. In our previous example, it didn't have the opportunity to strike because the swordsman killed it before. But in this current situation, the swordsman misses and the ogre can strike back. The ogre's attack speed is 5, the swordsman's maneuver speed is 4. A character maneuver speed is the number on his move sheet. The ogre is not fast enough to undercut the swordsman's maneuver, but it happens that the ogre's attack direction matches the swordsman's maneuver. The swordsman did charge while the ogre was thrusting. Whatever the swordsman's speed, he is hit by the ogre's blow. Let's go for the damages. Ogre's attack inflicts heavy damages, and the swordsman's vulnerability is light. The swordsman is right dead. The game is over for him. The swordsman player can take a book and read it while his friends will go on playing the game. In fact, no, when a player is killed, he is allowed to restart next turn, but from scratch, with a new character and nothing left from what he earned before dying. This is very harsh, and this is what makes the thrill of the Magic Realm. In the Magic Realm, you can die at the first miscalculation. In the Magic Realm, you won't just lose some hit points and go on adventuring. The Magic Realm is not a land for the light hearts. Okay, take a break and let's go back to the very beginning of this combat. The swordsman ends his turn in the same clearing as an ogre. Is it safe? No need to wait for a fight, let's do the math. First question, am I able to kill my opponent? The swordsman thrusting swords inflicts medium damages with its sharpness star, heavy with a fight cheat better than light. The ogre is a medium-sized monster, so yes, the swordsman can kill the ogre. But the opposite is also true. Depending on its side, the ogre inflicts heavy or tremendous damages far enough to kill the swordsman with his light vulnerability. So, the first one who hits his opponent kills it and wins the battle. Now, what are the chances to hit? With a weapon length of 4, the swordsman is guaranteed to strike first. This is a very good point, but because his weapon has a speed of 4, all his attacks will have a speed of 4 even if he has some very good fight cheats with speeds of 3 or 2. And that's a problem because that means that he can undercut his opponent's maneuver only if it is on its light green side. If the ogre is on its dark side, the swordsman attack won't be fast enough. And in this case, his only chance to kill the ogre is to match its maneuver, and he has exactly 1 chance out of 3 to get such a hit. Otherwise, the ogre strikes back and it kills the swordsman if its attack matches the swordsman's maneuver, 1 chance in 3 again. You don't have to do the math, but for one time only, let's look at it. The swordsman has a 7% chance of dying, and even more because if it's a tie, the battle goes on and he will have the same 7% chance of dying every round. And if you can listen to my advice, this is far too dangerous. The stakes are too high. Never forget that if you die, the game is over for you. And that means that the swordsman should avoid at all costs to meet an ogre. Remember, he can hide, for example, and stay safe. What you have to look for are situations where you can fight a monster without any chance to be killed. Okay, easy to say, but how to do that? Look, weapon tokens are double-sided. The reversed red side of the thrusting sword is the same as the white side, but without any speed number. Do you understand what that means? That means that attacking with this red side thrusting sword uses the speed of the fight cheat. And that changes everything, because with speed 3 and 2 fight cheats, the swordsman is 100% sure to attack faster than any ogre defensive maneuver. 100% sure to attack first, thanks to the thrusting sword's length, 100% sure to hit, and 100% sure to kill with medium damages. Here we are, the swordsman is 100% sure to kill the ogre. Now, how can he flip his weapon to its red side? This is the alert activity. You write an A letter at birdsong in your plans for the day. And when your daylight turn comes, you execute your order by just flipping your active weapon to its alerted side. The alerted side is red with an asterisk. Beware, this asterisk is just here to show the alerted side. This is not a sharpness star. Here, the thrusting sword has both a sharpness star and an alerted asterisk, so you can see the difference. Then, during the ensuing evening, the swordsman will begin his combat with his weapon alerted. And as we just saw, this makes a huge difference, the difference for him between life and death. At the end of the turn, at midnight, all weapons are flipped back to their unalerted side. So, this is not free because it costs one activity out of the 4 you get each turn, but it can be worth it, as in our Swordsman vs Ogre example. Still, there is an even cheaper way to achieve the same result, a way that doesn't use the alert activity at all. During a battle, every time a character attack misses, its weapon is automatically alerted. And, on the opposite, every time an attack hits, the weapon becomes automatically unalerted. So, you need the alert activity only if you want to start the battle with an alerted weapon. That means, in our example, that if the swordsman fails to kill the ogre the first round, his weapon becoming alerted, he is 100% sure he will kill it the second round, but still he has 7% chance to be killed. It would be me, I wouldn't take the risk. As we will see later, there is a third way to alert your weapon, but for the moment, let's see a last example. The berserker is attacking a heavy troll in the caves. His weapon is an unalerted great axe. He takes a melee section and makes his battle plan. The troll is repositioned, but it doesn't change tactics. Its token is not flipped. Then, the resolution. With a better weapon length, the berserker strikes first, but with an attack speed of 5, without any speed on the weapon token, we look at the fight cheat speed. He is not fast enough to undercut the troll's maneuver speed of 4, and his strike doesn't match the troll's maneuver, so it's a miss. The troll strikes back. With an attack speed of 4, it is faster than the berserker's maneuver, so it hits whatever the maneuver's direction. The troll inflicts damages to the berserker, it inflicts medium damages. It is not enough to kill the berserker, so what? Nothing happens? Not exactly. What is true for monsters, they are either killed or unarmed, is not for characters. Characters and only characters can be wounded. Every hit against a character, every hit but a negligible strength hit, inflicts a wound. One wound is the loss of one character cheat. The wounded player chooses what cheat he wanted to lose. He can choose any cheat on his personal card or even one of the cheats he just played for this battle on the melee section. For example, here he chooses to wound the fight h5 cheat he just played. So instead of going back to his personal card, this cheat is placed face down beside the card. And the battle goes on. The berserker alerts his weapon because he missed. Now let's suppose that next round the troll changes tactics. Again, the berserker strikes first, not because his weapon is longer, but because his attack is faster from round 2, only attack speed matters. Again, the berserker misses, being not fast enough to undercut the troll's maneuver and striking in the wrong direction. But the troll's attack is still faster than the berserker's maneuver, and the troll hits whatever the direction. The troll inflicts heavy damages, and that is enough to kill the berserker. But, there is an optional rule that I strongly recommend. A rule that makes the game a little less deadly, the rule of serious wounds. Here it is. Only for hits against characters, if damages are equal to character's vulnerability, he is not dead, but seriously wounded instead. And in this case, he wounds a number of cheats equal to the highest of 2 dice. Here, the Berserker rolls a 4 and must wound 4 cheats. And the battle goes on. The Berserker's axe stays on its alerted side because it missed again. This serious wound rule changes a little what I said before. Damages kill a character only if they are strictly greater than his vulnerability. This is not true for other Magic Realm denizens. This is not true for monsters. Wounds only apply to characters. Okay, a character can be wounded, but also, even if he's not hit, he can become fatigued. As you probably noticed, there are stars on character cheats. 0, 1 or 2 stars. These stars represent the effort required. And this adds some rules to the battle sequence. First, a character cannot put more than 2 fatigue stars on his battle plan. The Berserker cannot play his best move and his best fight on the same round. It would cost 4 fatigue stars, which would be way too much. He can play his best fight, but with a slower, fatigue-free move. Or he can play his best maneuver, but with a weaker, fatigue-free attack. Or of course, he can split his maximum 2 fatigue stars between move and fight with 1 star each, no more than 2 fatigue stars. Then, after each round of battle, characters must pay the cost of fatigue. This is called the fatigue step, and it happens for each character at the end of every battle round. There is no fatigue for monsters. If the character used move and fight cheats with a total number of 0 or 1 fatigue star, he just takes his cheats back to his personal card and incurs no fatigue. He can use the same cheats the following battle round if he wants. If the character used a total of 2 fatigue stars, he must fatigue 1. Whether he hits or misses, he must fatigue 1 star at the end of his battle round. In this example, he used a 2-star move cheat, so he must fatigue 1 star from a move cheat, the same type of cheat. He can choose whatever move cheat on his personal card as soon as it has 1 star. The fatigue cheat is placed beside the personal card but face up. It is not wounded but only fatigued. Because it is outside the character's card, it cannot be used anymore for any purposes. All the other cheats, even the ones he just used this round, remain available for subsequent rounds. If the character used 1 star of each type, 1 move and 1 fight, he can fatigue whatever type he wants, from a cheat on his personal card or one of the cheats he just used for the battle. In this last example, the Berserker used 2 fatigue stars with his move cheat, so he must fatigue 1 move star. And he would like to keep his move H5 cheat, his last 1-star move cheat. So, he can fatigue a 2-star move cheat and take back his previously fatigued T6 cheat. In some way, he makes change by trading a 2-star cheat for a 1-star cheat. Note that both cheats must be of the same type. You cannot make change between a 2-star fight cheat and a 1-star move cheat, for example. And that's it. That's how fatigue works. This rule limits the cheats you can play each round and forces you to make choices. Beware, you cannot use a fatigued cheat for any purpose. For example, if the Berserker is carrying the legendary Bane Sword instead of his Great Axe, if he chooses to fatigue his T6 move cheat, he cannot carry this weapon anymore. He can still attack as long as he has a tremendous size fight cheat, but he cannot play any maneuver and cannot even move out of his clearing unless he drops this legendary sword. If a battle lasts a little while and if you play your best 2-star cheats, fatigue will increase very quickly, and so fatigue management becomes the key to victory and sometimes the difference between life and death. One last point, when you suffer a wound, you can flip face down any cheat from your personal card, regardless of its number of stars. For wounds, a 0-star cheat is the same as a 2-star cheat. But you cannot wound an already fatigued cheat. The cheat you wound must be actually on your personal card. You cannot either make change with wounded face-down cheats. Okay, now this is the next day. Our berserker killed his troll, but he feels a little crippled. Obviously, he cannot go on with adventure in such a bad shape. As you guess, there should be some way to recover and get healthy again, and indeed there is. This is the rest action. At its core, rest is very simple. At birdsong, the player writes an R activity, and at daylight, on his turn, he recovers one fatigue star. Whether it's on a move cheat, a fight cheat, or whatever, he recovers one fatigue star. Now let's see all possible cases. Character cheats can be in good order, or fatigued, or wounded. So first, with one rest activity, the player can recover a 1-star fatigue cheat. He just put it back on his personal card. He can also recover a 1-star wounded cheat, but only one step. That means that the wounded cheat becomes a fatigued cheat. It will need one more rest activity to go back to good order, back on the character's personal card. If the wounded cheat has no star at all, it can be recovered directly to full good order with only one rest activity. And what about 2-star cheats? Because one rest activity can only recover 1 star, the player must exchange a 2-star fatigue cheat for a 1-star good order cheat that becomes fatigued for a net recovery of only 1 star. Both cheats don't have to be of the same type. The player can exchange a move cheat for a fight cheat, for example. And finally, you can recover a wounded 2-star cheat 1 level up in exchange for a 1-star good order cheat that becomes fatigued. You cannot wound a fatigue cheat in exchange. There is no exchange row between wounded and fatigued levels. And voila, this is the rest activity. This is how you can heal and recover your full health. On our example, being in a cave clearing, the berserker can only plan 2 activities for his turn. He plans 2 rest activities. At daylight, he can recover 2 1-star cheats. But he has a lot of other choices. He can try to recover his wounded cheats. The first one has no star, the other has 2 stars. So for example, with the first rest activity, the player can recover his no star wounded cheat. Then, with the second rest, he can recover a fatigued 2-star cheat in exchange for a 1-star good order cheat. Let's now compute how many rest activities he needs to fully recover. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 9 steps, 9 activities. If the berserker stays in the cave, it will cost him more than 4 full days. So he should perhaps first move to open-air clearing, where he can plan 4 activities a day and fully recover in a little more than 2 days. If all of a character cheats are wounded, that character is dead. A character may have no more counters in good order, but still be alive. He can have a mix of fatigued and wounded cheats. And in such a case, he cannot play any cheat, so he cannot do any battle action. Still, he can survive the battle, for example, if another character helps him and kills his opponent. During daylight, having no good order cheat, he can do no activity other than rest. As soon as he has recovered at least 1 cheat, he can try other activities. Fine, now you can fight. You can kill monsters to earn fame and notoriety and to steal the treasures they guard. But as you understand, battle is very dangerous in the magic realm and you should know some tricks to enhance your chances of survival. Deep into the caves, the swordsman spots a goblin wielding a sword. And this is a problem, because if there is a battle with its great sword, the goblin will strike before the swordsman's thrusting sword. And even if the swordsman can play a fast maneuver, there is always 1 chance out of 3 that the goblin's attack matches the swordsman's maneuver. You are never sure to outmaneuver your opponent's attack, whatever move cheat you use. And if the goblin hits the swordsman, with its heavy damages, it kills him right away. There is no way the swordsman would take that risk. So what can he do? Of course, he can hide and walk into the goblin's clearing. It's still risky because he can fail his hide roll, but let's suppose he succeeds and ends his turn hidden in the same clearing as the goblin. Then, as we already saw, in the evening, he can stay there without battle. The goblin does not see him because he is hidden and nothing happens. And next turn, the swordsman can go on. But the opportunity is too good. Hidden in the bushes, he would like to surprise the goblin and kill it before it can even understand what happens. And this is possible. The swordsman declares he wants to resolve a battle. And I have to say that previously, to make things simple, I omitted some steps in the battle sequence. At the beginning of every round of battle, monsters are randomly assigned to their targets. And then, characters choose their own targets, always in this order. Monsters first, then characters. And why is it so important? Because when the goblin must be assigned to a target, the swordsman is hidden. The goblin doesn't see him, so it isn't assigned to any target. Then, when the swordsman chooses the goblin as his own target, he becomes unhidden, but it's too late for the goblin to react. For the first round of battle, the swordsman will strike the goblin without being struck in return. He gets a free strike. And that's how surprise works in the Magic Realm. Let's finish the job. When designing the goblin as his target, the swordsman takes it on his melee section. Then, he plans his attack. He doesn't even need to play a maneuver because the goblin won't attack. With an attack speed of 4, he won't undercut the goblin and hit it only if his attack matches the goblin's maneuver. But even if he misses, next round his weapon will be alerted. And yes, the goblin now sees him and prepares for striking, but with a fast L2 attack, the swordsman is guaranteed to strike first, to undercut any goblin's maneuver, and to kill him right away, the goblin being a medium-sized monster without armor. And yes, I know this can seem a little complex, but in fact this is very coherent and it flows very smoothly. And you should get used to this kind of reasoning if you want to survive the Magic Realm. Now, as a character, according to the last example, you can feel a little confident, but a lonely goblin is not the most terrific monster. Let's imagine that the swordsman instead met a heavy dragon. According to the side of its token, this dragon has a heavy vulnerability. It takes heavy damages to kill it. Below heavy damages, it stays unharmed. With his thrusting sword, the swordsman can inflict light damages, +1 level for sharpness star, +1 level again for striking bonus, if he uses a fight cheat stronger than light. Okay, that is heavy damages. But the dragon is armored and that cancels the sharpness star. So, with only medium damages, the swordsman knows that whatever he does, he will never kill the dragon. That being said, he actually shares his clearing with the dragon. He is not hidden, he must fight. So, what can he do? At the beginning of every round of battle, just between monster assignment and character's target selection, there is a phase I didn't talk about yet. This is the encounter phase. And first of all, during the encounter phase, the character can flee. To flee, you must play a move cheat that is faster than the move value of the monster attacking you. By playing this move cheat with a speed of 3, the swordsman is faster than the dragon speed of 4. He runs away successfully. He immediately leaves the clearing halfway to the next clearing. If he entered the clearing this same day, he must flee back towards the clearings from which he came. Otherwise, he can use any path. This ends the battle and this ends his turn. Next day, he will have to start with a move activity towards one of the 2 clearings at the ends of his path. So here, the swordsman must start his next day with a move to clearing 6 or 4. He cannot do anything else before. For example, if there is another monster in clearing 6, he cannot plan a hide activity before, and he will be blocked as soon as he moves to either end of the path. Note that this encounter phase cheat counts against the limit of 2 fatigue stars per round. So, if the swordsman plays this cheat to flee, he must fatigue 1 star and will have to rest in order to get it back. Note also that the encounter phase occurs before the monster can change tactics, so at the moment the player plays his cheat to flee, he knows the monster movement speed and takes no risk at all. There is no unknown. If he has the right move cheat, he flees. If not, he cannot and must fight. And of course, like every time you play a move cheat, it must be able to bear all the items the character is carrying. The swordsman cannot own any item heavier than light to be able to play this light move cheat. During the encounter phase, you can also play a cheat to alert your weapon, a fight cheat whose speed must be faster than the monster's move value. Let's suppose the pilgrim is fighting the ogre, but with the thrusting sword. He abandoned his old staff for this better weapon. Against the ogre, with his thrusting sword unalerted, the pilgrim is sure to strike with a speed of 4, whatever the fight cheat he uses. And 4 is not enough to undercut the ogre's maneuver, and so he will have only 1 chance out of 3 to hit. Hopefully, at the beginning of the first round, during the encounter phase, the pilgrim can play a fight cheat to alert his weapon. This fight cheat must be faster than the ogre's move value of 4 and must be strong enough to carry the pilgrim's weapon, the light thrusting sword. Here, all is fine, his weapon becomes alerted. This fight cheat used in the encounter phase is put in the special Use This Round box. This shows that it cannot be used until the end of the round and that it counts toward the 2 fatigue stars limit for the round. Then, in his battle plan, the pilgrim can play this other fight cheat, for example, as his attack. Note that he has already played 2 fatigue stars and can only play as a maneuver a move cheat without any star. But thanks to his alerted weapon, he is sure to undercut any ogre's maneuver and to kill it. As you see, combat in the Magic Realm is not about luck, but rather about careful planning. If you take the risk of being attacked and killed at a 1 in 3 chance, you will end up dead before long. That being said, if during the encounter phase you don't play any cheat, neither to flee nor to alert, you can activate and or deactivate 1 item from your inventory. Or you can abandon in your clearing as many items as you want. This is in addition to all the possibilities to manipulate your inventory. Now let's see how it works on an example. The Woods Girl has found the cairn's location up in the Crag Mountains. This turn she plans mainly to loot the cairns and to hide in case she triggers some lurking monsters. First, on the locate table, she misses her first roll. Then, she successfully finds the cairns. And with her last search activity, she loots the crystal ball. It's a pretty nice and useful magic item, but the Woods Girl's best move cheat is of light strength, and that means that she is unable to carry the medium weight of the crystal ball. Too heavy for her. And she must decide now, at the moment she finds it, whether she keeps it or drops it. Because she is in a mountain clearing, she decides to keep it a little while to use its power to peer the neighboring tiles. So she keeps the crystal ball activated on her personal card. Fine, now she can hide, and she misses. Unluckily, this turn's monster roll brings a tremendous spider right on the cairns. The Woods Girl is immediately blocked, and in the evening she has no choice but to fight. Okay, the Woods Girl has only her light bow and practically no chance to kill the spider. If she fights, she will be eaten alive. But she is not afraid because with some very fast move cheats, she can flee during the encounter phase. But wait, No, perhaps she has a big problem. Because she just decided to keep the crystal ball. It's a medium weight item and so she cannot play any light move cheat. Any move cheat a character plays must be able to carry all her inventory. She cannot use her L2 move cheat to flee. Luckily, during the encounter phase, she can abandon the crystal ball, but this is instead of fleeing. The spider will strike her, and even with her best maneuver, she will have 1 chance out of 3 to be hit and killed. If she survives the first round without the load of the crystal ball, she will flee next round from the spider. Okay, so some characters, as the Woods Girl, rely on their speed to avoid trouble, provided they don't ruin their ability by carrying items that are too heavy. And other characters tend to actively seek combat. These kind of characters will not flee, they will take hits, and often they will take advantage of armors to protect them. The Amazon wears a breastplate, a helmet, and a shield. In a battle during the battle plan phase, she puts her armor tokens in their matching boxes. Note that for the shield, she can choose between the 3 possible directions. Now let's suppose the spider is not repositioned and does not change tactics. The Amazon strikes first, thanks to her weapon's length, but her hit is not fast enough and it doesn't match the spider's maneuver, so it's a miss. The spider strikes in the Amazon's maneuver's direction, but its hit is blocked by the Amazon's breastplate. Note that the breastplate protects 2 attack directions at the same time, while for the shield you have to choose 1 direction at planning time. Now here is how armors block damages. The first and main effect of the armor is to block the hit. That means that damages won't apply to the character but to the armor instead. With an armor covering the attack's direction, a character cannot be killed. Here, with her medium vulnerability, the Amazon will not have suffered from this light blow, but still, it is blocked by her breastplate. As you remember, even with light damages, the Amazon should have incurred a wound. But if the blow is blocked by an armor, wounds occur only if damages are medium or higher. So here, no wound for the Amazon. Beware, the armor itself can be damaged by the blow if the monster's damages are greater than the armor's weight. The armor is then destroyed, eliminated from the game. On this example, all armor's weight are medium, the spider's attack being light, it doesn't even damage the breastplate. And what if the spider did change tactics? On this side, things are very different. The breastplate still blocks the blow, but its tremendous damages inflict 1 wound to the Amazon and it destroys the breastplate. Still, the breastplate was very useful because without it, the Amazon would have been killed by the blow. Now, without its breastplate, the Amazon cannot protect all the 3 directions at once. Let's suppose she meets this medium goblin. With its sharpness star, it can inflict heavy damages and upright kill the Amazon. Here is how she chooses to fight. She protects 1 direction with all available armors. Then, she plays her maneuver in that direction. This maneuver is fast enough to avoid that the goblin undercuts it. And so, her maneuver's direction is her only weak point. But it is protected by her helmet and shield. She chooses to attack in that same direction. So now, if the goblin strikes in one of the 2 first directions, it misses the Amazon misses it in return and nothing happens. But if the goblin strikes in the 3rd direction, the goblin hits the shield, and first the shield cancels its sharpness star. Armors always cancel 1 sharpness star. Goblins' damages are only medium and not enough to destroy the shield, but still, they damage it. The shield's token is flipped. It can still act as a shield, but it is destroyed if it is damaged again. And then, the Amazon hits and kills the goblin. Keep this strategy in mind, it is very common in Magic Realm. The trick is to strike in the same direction as your maneuver, your weak point. With only one fatigue star, the Amazon could have kept going like this for a long time, being sure in the end to kill the goblin. In fact, in this example, the Amazon may not have time to kill the goblin because a fight does not last forever. Here is the rule. The battle ends after 2 consecutive rounds without anybody killed, neither character nor monster, without any wound, without any fatigue cheat, and without any damage to armors. So, with the Amazon strategy against the goblin, if the goblin strikes in the 2 first directions for 2 consecutive rounds, the battle is over without a win, it's a tie. Both fighters stay together in the same clearing to the end of the turn and until next day. This can lead to very subtle tricks that make the greatness of this game. Listen to that. The Amazon is hidden in the same clearing as a giant bat. With her short sword's sharpness star plus a strength bonus, the Amazon can kill this heavy monster. But she can be killed or severely wounded also if the bat hits. With no fight cheat fast enough to undercut the bat's maneuver, the Amazon knows that she will never have a better chance than 1 in 3. So here is what she does. First round, she does nothing. She is hidden, the bat doesn't see her, so it doesn't attack her. And because she stays hidden, she doesn't attack either. But still, this is 1 round of battle. Next round, round 2. First, the bat must be randomly assigned to a target, but again, it doesn't see anybody because the Amazon is still hidden. If she does nothing as in the first round, the battle ends after 2 blank rounds. But she does attack the bat. She loses her camouflage and she strikes for 1 chance out of 3 to kill the bat while the bat doesn't strike in return. This is the surprise effect we saw earlier in this video. If the Amazon hits the bat, she kills it and wins the battle. And if she misses, nothing happens, and the battle ends after 2 rounds with nothing happening. With this clever strategy, the Amazon takes the chance of striking once while denying the bat the opportunity to strike back. This is indeed very clever, and this is how you can use and how you must use battle rules to your advantage. Such tricks are the key to survival in the Magic Realm. Fine, it's time to think about finishing this video, but there are still 2 cases we didn't study. You know them, of course. First, what happens when a character fights several monsters, and what when several characters fight several monsters. In the middle of the woods, the druid meets a pair of wolves. He wears a shield that he can carry thanks to his magical quick boots that acts exactly as a M3 move cheat with no fatigue star. Okay, let's grab the situation. With a medium attack on one side and a light attack on the other, the wolves can kill or seriously wound the druid. Luckily, he can block these attacks. The druid has no weapon. A character with no weapon has always at least a dagger. A dagger is a 0-length weapon of negligible weight and strength, but with a sharpness star. With a fight cheat greater than negligible, and of course all fight cheats are better than negligible, a dagger can inflict medium damages. That is not so bad, and the druid can kill the wolves, which are medium monsters. At the monsters assignment phase, both wolves are assigned to the druid, who is the only possible target, but they cannot go both into the same red box. The rule is that you must fill all red boxes with 1 monster each, and after that you can put the remaining monsters in whatever red box you want. That being said, as you remember, monsters' positions will be reshuffled during battle, so the box they are in is not relevant. What is important here is that both monsters must occupy 2 different boxes. Then it is the encounter phase. With a very fast move cheat, the druid could flee the battle during the encounter phase, but no, because he is carrying a medium shield and cannot use any light strength move cheat. He can only use the quick boots that are a move M3 cheat, so not fast enough to flee. Then it's time for the character to pick his target. And this time there is a real choice, because there are two roofs, two possible targets. Each character has a square token with his own symbol. It is called his attention token, and he puts it on his target. Here, the druid chooses one of the roofs. And then the battle goes on as before, as we already know. Battle plan, the druid plays his boots as a maneuver. He protects this move with his shield, and then he plays a fight L3 without any weapon, that means with his dagger. Monsters repositioning, beware, the repositioning die roll is unique, only one for all the monsters, for all the red boxes. With the die roll of 3, according to the table, boxes 1 and 2 are switched. Then, change of tactics, 2 dice for each red box, and if one die is a 6, all monsters in this box change tactics by flipping their token. Here, with only one monster per box, the player rolls 2 dice per monster. And finally, the resolution, who strikes first, the 2 roofs and the druid. All 3 strike with a weapon length of 0. Then we check the attack speeds. The light roofs and the druid first attack simultaneously with the same speed of 3. The roof hit the shield, but with not enough strength to do any damage. The druid strikes towards the dark roof, but it is not his target. The druid declared the other roof as his target, and it doesn't hit this other roof. His attack speed is not low enough to undercut the light roof maneuver, and his attack direction doesn't match. So, for the druid, it's a miss. Then, the light roof strikes. It is not fast enough to undercut the quick boots maneuver, and its direction doesn't match. And so, it's a miss for everyone. No fatigue because the quick boots have no fatigue star. And we go to round 2, back to the start again, and this time I will go through the round a little faster. Monsters are all already assigned, so we skip the first step. No encounter phase, the druid does not change his target. Battle plan, this time the druid commits his best fight cheat. No monster repositioning, no change of tactics, and the resolution with an attack speed of 2. The druid strikes first and hits his target even if he doesn't match the direction, because he is faster than his target's maneuver. The hit inflicts negligible damages, his weapon is a dagger, +1 sharpness star, +1 striking bonus because the light strength of the fight cheat is still greater than the negligible weight of the dagger. That gives medium damages, the wolf is dead. And the Dark Wolf's attack is a fail for the same reasons that the round before. This time the druid must fatigue a fight cheat because he used 2 fatigue stars, but of course he keeps his powerful L2 cheat as long as he can. Round 3 easy, the lone wolf can do nothing against the L2 fight cheat. I let you look at the details in slow motion if needed. The battle is now over, and let's take this opportunity to discuss the benefits of winning a battle. The first benefit, of course, is often just to survive. But you can also initiate fights to earn notoriety and fame that can be a goal you chose at the beginning of the game. Killing monsters gives fame and notoriety. Here are all monsters of the Magic Realm. Medium in green, heavy in orange, and tremendous in red. I've added a shield icon on armored monsters as a reminder. Each monster has a fame and a notoriety value. That's what you earn when you kill them. As you see, fame and notoriety gains are often the same, and if you remember, for the same goal points at the beginning of the game, you must earn twice as much notoriety as fame. As we will see, there are other sources of notoriety than killing monsters. If your intent is only to kill monsters, you should prefer the goal of fame to that of notoriety. Monsters don't give gold. Magic Realm is not that kind of game where gold coins are spilling out of dead spiders. Okay, so in our example, the druid killed 2 wolves. A wolf is worth no fame, but 1 notoriety point. And gains in fame and notoriety are multiplied by their position in the kill queue. So, 1 notoriety point for the first killed wolf, but 2 for the second one, for a total of 3 notoriety points. Killing 6 wolves by yourself in one battle gives a total of 21 notoriety points, and no fame. Beware, that means that if 2 characters are fighting together and kill 3 wolves each, they gain only 6 notoriety points each. It is always better to kill a group of monsters by yourself. And if you are fighting the tremendous octopus and an ogre in the same battle, if you kill them in this order, you earn 8 points of fame and 10 points of notoriety. But if you kill the ogre first and then the octopus, you earn 16 fame and 18 notoriety. Fame and notoriety gains can shape your battle strategy. And finally, let's consider a full battle with multiple monsters but also multiple characters. The swordsman and the woods girl both end their day unhidden in the same clearing as a pack of 6 wolves. We use the same battle sequence as before, but with a little more thoroughness. Both characters have their own melee section. At the beginning of each round, each unassigned monster is randomly assigned to a character or the other. You do that by rolling dice or by pulling the character's attention sheets from a bag as you see fit. Here, for example, 2 wolves were randomly assigned to the woods girl and 4 to the swordsman. Each player distributes 1 monster per red box on his melee section, then he puts any remaining monster in whatever boxes he wants. Then, the encounter phase is played in player order, the same order that was determined and used during daylight. And this is important because, for example, if the woods girl plays first, she can declare that she does nothing during her encounter phase, trusting in the goodwill of his friend. And then, the swordsman plays a move cheat to flee, letting the woods girl alone, and it's too late for her to flee also. Note that in such a case, the swordsman leaves the battle and the wolves that were on his melee section stay there unassigned. The assignment phase being over, they won't strike during this round and will be assigned to the woods girl at the beginning of round 2. Another example, the woods girl and the berserker are in the same clearing with a tremendous roll. And this is a very interesting case, because the woods girl alone can play one of her very fast move cheats as a maneuver, but she will be killed by the troll if its attack matches her maneuver's direction, making her right dead in 1 case out of 3. Worst, with her light bow she cannot kill the troll. If she was alone, she would flee. The berserker alone cannot flee because his best move cheat is an H4, not fast enough. With his great axe and a mighty fight cheat, he can kill the troll, but with an attack speed of 4, he cannot undercut the troll's maneuver, so he has only 1 chance out of 3 to hit and kill. And if he misses, with his slow move cheats, he has also 1 chance in 3 to be killed. And then each player taken alone would fight a hazardous battle against this troll. But let's see how they can cooperate. Let's suppose that the troll is assigned to the woods girl. Players do nothing during the encounter phase, or the berserker alerts his great axe if it is unalerted. Then the berserker picks the troll as his target. And note that a character can pick a target assigned to another character. He can pick as a target any monster in the clearing. If he has a monster on his own melee section attacking him, he doesn't even have to pick this one as his target. And even if the character is attacking a monster from the previous round, he can change his target and pick another monster. Multiple characters can also pick the same target. In other words, characters are free to pick whatever target they want. And the Woods Girl doesn't pick any target because she cannot hurt the troll anyway. And note that the position of the monster shows what character it is attacking. The troll being on the Woods Girl's melee section, that means that the troll's target is the Woods Girl. Then the battle plan, and both players decide to coordinate their plans. The Woods Girl plays a maneuver that fits the direction of the Berserker's attack. And here is how it unfolds. During the resolution, if the troll is repositioned and changes its direction of attack, it will miss the Woods Girl because it cannot undercut her maneuver. She is too fast. And the Berserker will also miss his strike for the same reason. But if the troll is not repositioned and stays in this direction, it will be in position to kill the Woods Girl, but the Berserker can strike before it. With the same attack speed but a better weapon length, the Berserker is sure to strike first. And that's how the Berserker kills the troll before it can kill the Woods Girl. Take a little time to study this battle plan. It is wonderful, isn't it? Two players who cooperate are far better than each on his own. But beware, Magic Realm is not a co-op game. Here, for example, the Berserker will gain the full 8 points of fame and notoriety. Players cannot share. All the points go to the one who actually gave the killing blow. And never forget that in the end there will be only one winner after 28 days of play. Okay, but still player cooperation can be useful and will be quite common indeed. That being said, if you paid enough attention, you noticed that this whole plan is based on the assumption that the troll is initially assigned to the Woods Girl. And this is random. Players have only one chance out of two to get this assignment. In fact, there is a phase before monster assignment in which characters can lure monsters to their own melee section. In player order, each player can take any monster token and assign it to his own melee section. He can lure any unassigned monster or even a monster already assigned from a previous round to another character. And that's why player order is so important. If two players disagree and want the same monster on their melee section, the last player in order will take it. A hidden character can lure, but he becomes unhidden. And so, in our previous example, the Woods Girl can start by luring the troll on her melee section, and the two characters' cooperation plan thus works without any risk. The following random monster assignment phase is only for monsters that are still unassigned, that is, outside of any player melee section. And that's it. You know how to fight in the Magic Realm. Little by little, the battle sequence has become a sophisticated framework, and never forget that, more than a battle sequence, this structure is embedded inside the evening phase of every day. That means that any character can play the 2 rounds of the battle sequence, even if he is alone without any monster. Okay, but why? Here is a quick example. The elf ends his day alone in a cave clearing, so he knows that the next day he will be able to play in only 2 activities. But no, he can declare he wants to play his evening's battle sequence. Then, at the encounter phase, he plays a move cheat to flee. Because there is no enemy, he is sure to succeed, and he moves his token halfway down a path leading to his clearing. Next day, he will be able to plan 4 activities as long as he doesn't go back to the caves. Yes, this is a trick, but Magic Realm is full of such tricks, and it's up to you to invent the little trick that will give you such an advantage. Next video, I will teach you that the Magic Realm is not an arena where characters kill monsters to steal their treasures. The Magic Realm is a true kingdom with its denizens, its people who live there ready to help you, to deal with you, or to fight you if you don't pay them the respect they deserve.